Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be showing you how to bring your DJI Osmo's audio level from here to here. Now this is using no external mics or add-ons or accessories of any kind at all, just simply outsmarting the internal mic and using your iPhone's internal mic. Alright guys, so the first step begins with the setup. Now, you can do two things. You can either connect your phone to the Osmo with the mic on the outside edge and hold it there and cup the mic or do something like that to help block the fan noise and channel your input from the person speaking a little better. Now that works okay, but I found the best method is to hold your phone separately down below the Osmo like this while you're filming up here. Now, if you turn off the auto lock rotation on your phone, it will automatically turn upside down and you'll be able to still see what you're filming in front of you on the screen below. Now, you can do this, and I would suggest getting as close to the subject as possible without getting inside the frame. If you do those things, you should get actually very good audio without much fan noise, which would make your life a lot better in post-production. Now, once you have shot your video on the DJI Osmo, your next step is in the app itself. Now, when you first go to remove videos from your DJI Osmo onto your computer, the initial instinct is to use the onboard micro SD card. Now, that way works, except you receive the audio from the internal mic on those. The example is if you click on your camera here in the app and you go to the bottom right corner, which is the play button, it shows you the videos on the internal SD card. Now these are the same exact videos except they're from the internal mic, versus if you were to go down to library, now these are the videos that are stored on your phone. Now the videos do not go through the internal mic when they get stored on your phone this way. For some reason, they go through your phone's microphone, which picks up a much louder and clearer sound. I'll show you an example. First, I'll show you the example from the internal mic if you were to go through this route. Test 1 2 1 2 test. Now I'll show you the same exact video, but through the library on the app itself. 1 2, what's up? Hello. 1 2. Now, in order to get this video from your phone onto your computer, the same way you would do with a micro SD, is you want to select the video. Now, I'll pull up this screen. Now, initially, if it's a longer video, this will make more sense and help you out. But for this short, it doesn't make much sense. But initially, I thought this little cut tool only cut the small section that you could have, which I thought was ridiculous. Why would you only be able to clip 6 seconds of what if you had a 3-minute video? Then you'd only be able to use 6 seconds through this app. But how it works is you click it once, and then you click it a second time as the video goes on. Now that will select the entire clip. Now once you've done that, you want to click save, and then that save will output your video. And from here, you can click the video, move down to this little save arrow in the bottom left, and you can save video to your device. Now that it's saved to my device, I can access it through the camera roll. And you can see that here it is. The same exact video, I believe it's this one actually, the same exact video is now saved to my camera roll. Now from there, we move over to the computer. Once we're on the computer, we want to go ahead and import our video we created. Now whatever you use, doesn't matter. I used iPhone, so I'm going to go to Photos, go down to the video, click it, and drag it onto my desktop. Once I've got it there, I want to open it in whatever editing software I use. For me, it's Final Cut Pro. Now, after you've done this, in order to finally get the best audio quality possible, you're going to want to make sure your video is selected down in the timeline and come over here and click Audio. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can try to use EQ. Now, this is a lot harder to do, and it doesn't usually yield the best results, mainly because when you mess around with the different frequencies, you tend to pull that same frequency from the audio. So, if you were to pull down this 2 gigahertz, you would pull that same frequency out of your voice, and it'd distort the image a ton. Or not the image, the audio. I tend to leave that alone. I mean, if you really know what you're doing with EQ, you can this will narrow it down 100% and help you out a lot. But since I'm not necessarily an expert and I want a little bit quicker and more for sure route, go over here to audio analysis, problems resolved, and then you want to click this arrow over here. You want to make sure your background noise is on. You can have this loudness on, and you can have the hum removal on. Hum is mainly for electrical noise though, so this won't do much for us, but anything helps. Loudness, don't really worry about this. I have it on. For the most part, just make sure your uniformity is all the way down, and other than that, I wouldn't mess around with this much. Mine's set at around 11, which works. Now, the trick here is once you start to play your audio, you're going to want to mess around with this right here. Now, the trick is to get the lowest percentage possible of noise removed to prevent a ton of distortion happening, but at the same time, you don't want to hear that hiss. So it's kind of a teeter-totter game. So we'll go ahead and play it first without this background noise removal going. And as you can see, that hum is still definitely there from the fan. So we're going to go ahead and do a background noise removal, and we'll set it right here at 50 just to start, and we'll go ahead and take a listen. And as you can see, the background noise is already greatly reduced. Now, what I would recommend doing is putting your video on a loop. You can do that. Simply go up to View, Playback, and do Loop Playback. And then just kind of let it run while you mess around with this. And the trick is you're trying to get no hum but low percentage. So, right here, you know, there's not much of a hum. I mean, it's on computer speakers, so it's kind of hard to hear it. But if you put some professional on, which what I'm going to use right now, if we bump it up to right about 70, it's pretty perfect. I mean, with the computer speakers, you have the kind of the advantage of you can set it lower because you can't pick up that hum, so it makes your audio sound a little better. But if you're using good speakers or good headset, you're going to hear that a lot more on the lower percentages. So bump it up a little bit. 70 is what I found with using some good Bose production headphones. 70, I wasn't able to hear the hum, and I was still getting pretty good sounding audio. But other than that, guys, that's a good way to use your onboard, to bypass the onboard mic without having to buy a more expensive one. Now, this is not a solution for not buying a external mic. I still am, and I'd still recommend it. However, if you're on a budget or you're not really filming things that require audio, I would not worry about that at all. Especially what's popular is to just put a song or soundtrack over and have no actual original audio there. So that's what I'd recommend doing the videos for. But if you're using this for, I'm using it for some short films and movies, so I need some sort of external audio. Or you can completely bypass that totally and get an external audio recorder and yada, yada, yada. But then you start jumping into the $200, $300 range to get a good mic and a good recorder. So that's your discussion, but this is a great way to get some good sound out of an otherwise pretty shitty microphone. All right, guys, stick around for some more videos coming up, and peace.